when you take the red pill. I mean, 'cause that's exactly how I feel like when you take it. I mean, yes, you're free, and but you are released. I like that illustration. You're released into the desert, and
Yes.
you're kind of isolated and you're by yourself. That's exactly what that is.
Right.
I feel the same way. And then earlier, like when you first started, talking with the live cast, um, I think a lot like you, brother. I mean, it's like as far as like investing and things like that.
Yes.
I'm a tangible asset kind of guy. Real estate,
Yeah.
starting your own business, things that you can touch,
Exactly.
things that you can
Shit
see,
you can
just
put your hands on.
gold and silver. Yes, gold and
Yes.
silver, things like that. Real currency. Um, because personally, I believe that the dollar is going to explode, and when that happens, it's like whatever you have tangible. Okay, now whatever the new currency
Exactly.
the system goes to, you owe me this much new currency for this tangible asset. So
Yeah.
again, man, I like the way you think.
Appreciate
The
that.
only thing I just wanted to say, I'm not gonna stay on too long. I
Yeah.
gotta get up in the morning, but um, are you familiar with anything of Gandhi's teachings and what he used to say and some of the things that he used to believe in and stand for?
Yeah, Gandhi. Yeah, I mean, of course, I know the famous quote, "An eye for an eye makes the whole world blind," and I understand he was like, really big into promoting peace and nonviolence and stuff like that. And I listen to guys like Said Guru and Osho as well. I find them interesting, but I feel like a lot of their practices just it only works if everybody's doing it. If you're the only one being an angel and you're surrounded by devils, you're gonna get eaten alive.
I see what you're saying, um, but it doesn't have to necessarily work that way because the thing of it is, I mean, one of his biggest things that I'm an advocate of is you have to be the change that you want to see. So a lot of guys or women today. I was listening to the one guy, and again, I'm never here to judge anybody, but
Yeah.
kind of when I was going about last time about how there's different levels of MGTOW, and for the guys who still want to not commit to women, but sleep with them, that's a dangerous game. It just is.
Yeah.
And then you end up running the risk of becoming no longer being MGTOW because you get sucked back in by the system in one way or another. So the thing of it is, though, is my question to people, and it's just, you don't even have to answer it now, but just think about it. It's like for as selfish and entitled, and manipulative and untrustworthy as women
Yeah.
are, if we as men use them, for their bodies, as they use us for resources, in what way are we any better?
Here's the thing though, man. You don't have guys that are just trying to use women for their bodies. You have you have guys that are forced to just use women for their bodies because they don't provide any other value, and we live in a society where the laws are set up to destroy us. So doing anything besides using them for their bodies is almost an insane gamble. Not saying that just using them for their bodies isn't also a big gamble, but these women are so toxic and vicious now. They're too dangerous to provide for. And I know what you're saying. We need to be the change we want to see in the world, but that goes much deeper than just being good to people. That requires some sort of, like revolutionary change. And now we're talking some real crazy shit that, could get people hurt. It's much bigger than that.
I agree
We're talking about
100%.
changing
It's much bigger
laws.
than
We're talking about overthrowing governments now and wiping out power structures and building them up from the ground up. That's some real crazy next level shit.
But plus, I'm
Hold on.
just gonna add that
Yeah.
what you were talking about, what you're talking about, using women for their bodies. The thing is that women these days, man, are basically gold diggers, man. And I don't want to generalize, but the fact of the matter is, I talk from personal experience. Women are just gold diggers, man. And I don't know if it's the millennial women or what it is, but this girl that I was with, she was born in 1995, I believe. And that's why I say millennial women. And yeah, she was basically a gold digger, man. And like I said, I really don't want to generalize. I hate to do that, but a lot of these women out here, man, they just see you as a walking ATM, man.
Yeah, but back to the topic, back to what I was saying about we'd have to do something really crazy to get that change we want instead of just being like Gandhi. How does that resonate with you?
You're asking me how do we get that change that we want?
I'm saying, how do you feel about what I said? Because I understand what you were saying and how you would like to do things as far as the peaceful approach, but realistically, do you honestly see that working? I guess is what I'm asking you.
Well, I mean, see, you're absolutely right. It's taken it to the next level, and the thing of it is we talked about this before, like. I don't vote, or anything like that because, the system is rigged, it's corrupt from the inside out. So, to ultimately be the change that we want to see, like you said, okay, now you're an angel surrounded by devils and you're going to get eaten up. That's not necessarily true because you got to remember, biblically speaking, one angel killed 180,000 demons.
I know, but now you're giving me Bible references. I'm talking as humans.
Well, see, that's the thing, and that goes back to, the conversation of what we had before, because, see, if this is it, and this is all that we have, and, people are becoming more and more toxic, like you said, the Generation Z kids are not going to know how to raise a family and, support people. Well, then if this is it, and this is the direction that we're going, then we're on the level of extinction. I mean, because like you said, 98 or 99% of women are toxic.
Yeah.
So just for their bodies, and birth rates are going down.
Yeah.
Relationships in general are going down. Marriages are going down. So if this is it, then like I said, we're about to wipe ourselves out. Or, and this is the topic that I was, or the issue that I was going to last time. And again, I'm not trying to make a Baptist sermon, but if there is a God, then it should be up to him to govern us. And if there's not, then we're just a drop in the bucket, and we're on our way out because.
And here's the thing, man. Maybe we just need to accept the possibility that there is a very real chance that we just are on our way out and that this world just is heading for destruction and that there just is nothing we can do. We have to accept the fact that that is a very real possibility and that maybe we don't have a way out, and that maybe we are just damned straight up.
That could be one way to look at it, but again, and we said that we touched upon that before, but that would be to look at the glass is half empty.
Yeah,
I mean, the earth is beyond human repair. I stand by that. However, if there is a God, then we're at the point of divine intervention, taking place. That it's going to have to, basically to hit the reset button on the earth. That's what it's going to take. But that's what I was talking about, Karama. This is a test, man. Salvation is reserved for those who, pass that test. And unfortunately, a lot of us are not going to make it. But there is chance and there is hope for a lot of us making it. And you said another valid point, which is why I constantly listen to you, brother. You said shrinks are, a waste of time. Yeah. I couldn't agree with you more, man, because I've been through a lot in my life, and I saw one, and all she did was, listen to me as if like I was a television show.
Yeah.
Because I would ask her, so, okay, I'm dealing with this X, Y, and Z. How do I go about it? Oh, well, you have a very unique situation. I've never heard of that. I mean,
I'll tell you how special you are. I bet she.
At the same time, I'm going to charge for this.
I bet she told you how special you are too, right? She said you're a special man. You're a special snowflake.
It was a long time ago, bro. It was a long time ago. It was like more than 10 years ago that I saw Shrink. It was like right after, me personally, like, not to digress or, to, create some side story, but I lost my mom at a very young age. My dad was sick, and I had a 14-year-old brother to take care of. So going through that, it made me look at the world a lot different. And going through that, being at such a young age, I was very vulnerable, and still am. Which is, again, MGTOW, man, it's the way I feel most protected.
Yes.
But at the same time, if we are destined to go out, then what's the point of living MGTOW anyway, man? Why not just stay in that, semi-conscious fog and take the blue pill, so at least it's more tolerable. But see, there's got to be something beyond this, because for the simple fact that people are starting to wake up and take the red pill.
I hear you, man, but all right. So I'm gonna make a few points, and it's gonna get a little messy, but let's just see what the fuck happens. You've got to understand the fact that, yeah, even though some of us woke up, it might very well be too late. We might wake up and see the fact that we're sinking, right, on the Titanic, but that doesn't mean we're not going to sink with everybody else just because we can see the fact that we're sinking. It might very well still be too late. Um, Now, as far as having hope, yes, and as far as other people waking up to the red pill, the way I see it, man, most people aren't really going to wake up to the red pill. Most people are going to practice similar ideologies to MGTOW, but they're only going to practice the destructive aspects of it, like the Generation Z kids and beyond. They're going to do like the pump and dump and the not committing to marriage. And although that's good on some levels, it's also very destructive on other levels. So they're really like semi MGTOW who are actually very destructive, and they don't even know that they're semi red pill, but they're only practicing the destructive aspects of it, which is still only furthering a cycle of negativity. Now, as far as us having hope, that the small group of guys that are actually conscious and want to create positivity and good hope for the future generations, a few of us at best might be able to go overseas and find a decent woman and start a family, but eventually that can only last for maybe another 100 years. We might be able to give our kids a great childhood and maybe even our grandkids. But like you said, it is heading for destruction at this rate. Um, and that might just be the end of it. We might only have maybe another 100 good years left if we really try. And then it's kind of fucked after that. Just because you're sinking doesn't mean you have the power to lift people out of it. And that's the way I feel right now. It's like I feel like I'm the bad guy for being the red pill guy, right? As far as in society's eyes. So it's like the Titanic is sinking and I'm sitting on the Titanic. I'm like Jack when he's in the fucking in the prison cell and the water is rising up, and it's like I have the power to save you fucking people, but you don't want to listen to me. You still think I'm the devil. So I'm still tied up. You haven't taken my handcuffs off yet. So I'm going to drown with you because you won't listen to me and you won't let me help you create a positive future. And it's like the ultimate tragedy. It's like the most poetic fucking tragedy ever, but that's like the life we live as these conscious red pill men.
Very well put, man.
Yeah.
Very, very, very well put. Very well thought out, and I like how you formulate your thoughts and put them together.
Yeah.
But at the same time, while we're talking about red pill, where are we getting this from? We're getting this from the Matrix. But if you remember in the Matrix, when Neo first took the red pill, what happened? He didn't quite know how to use it. He asked Morpheus, "Why do my eyes hurt?" Because you never used them. And then, when he tried to jump across the building and failed to jump, he basically, he was kind of like how you painted that illustration. He was in the desert, alone. Long story short, he didn't know how to use the red pill yet. He didn't know how to use, his power yet. And with all due respect, I think that's where a lot of MGTOW guys, red pill guys are. They're in. You're right. They're in that desert, but they're not really sure of how to use their abilities yet. Their ability to see, their ability to, I watched your video on how to escape social anxiety, and things like that. But a lot of people just haven't quite figured it out yet. But again, like I said, I'm not a religious guy. I'm more of a spiritual guy, and I do believe that there is a higher being. I do believe that this world is being manipulated. Excuse me, by satanic entities and the powers that be. It's to the point where they don't even hide it anymore. There's a Taco Bell commercial, Illuminati. It's they're not even hiding anymore. Basically, if you watch a lot of these movies, that's what they say. The best way to hide things is right in front of people's faces. For example, If you really pay attention to a lot of what's happening in the world today, you know, and the message that's being, you know, given. See, that's the thing, Karama. I'm personally one who doesn't believe death is natural. It's not supposed to happen. I work in EMS, and I ask myself, and this is, you know, a question I ask people all the time: if we die and go to heaven, or die and go to hell, or die and become reincarnated or something, well, nobody ever wants to believe that this is the only life that there is. There's always some sort of afterlife. So what's the truth? Because even to die and go to hell, you have to be conscious that you're in hell. You have to be conscious of whatever eternal suffering that you're going through. So what's the truth? I mean, now me working in EMS, and I ask myself this question all the time. It's like, man, if somebody is dying and going to heaven, why am I busting my butt and earning the paycheck to keep this person alive? You know, if heaven is such a better place, why am I keeping them here in this nonsense? Or if that person is supposed to die and go to hell, that's what they deserve. Why not let them go? But that is because I'm under the impression that death is not natural, and if death is not natural and it's not supposed to happen, then once again, Karama, the world that we live in and the system that we live in, it's a test, brother. And you know, now that I see I can, you know, potentially get, you know, back to you on and on again. What I'm gonna do the next time that I talk to you, I'm gonna, you know, write some things down, and then I'm just gonna have you research them on your own, and then I'll get a hold of you, and then you let me know what you think. Yes. And that basically, instead of just, you know, taking my word for things, you know, I want you and anybody and everybody listening to me to hold me accountable. You know, because that's a lot of things. There's a lot of information out here. People doing a lot of talking like they know something, but you know, it's just, you know, hearsay. So whenever I talk to you or anybody, I hold me accountable, call me out.
Yeah, and you know, the funny thing, man, that's the first thing you've ever said to me where I actually don't have an answer to that. You know, what is death not natural, and why am I helping people if they're meant to die and go to heaven or hell? I don't even know how to answer that. The only question I do know how to answer is the one you asked before that, where you said maybe you're like Neo, you just don't know how to use the red pill yet. And here's the thing, and maybe I'm arrogant for saying this, you know, forgive me if I am. It's not that I don't know how to use the red pill, or I don't know how to form a structure, or, you know, use this to create a better society or fix the damage that's been done. It's just a matter of, yeah, I know how to do it. And there are other guys even more experienced than me out there that know how to do it. They just don't have the muscle. They don't have the manpower to make that vision a reality. They would get shut down and taken out way before they ever put that plan into motion. You see what I'm saying? By certain powers that be. What was that?
I'm with